Fine, fine. Good evening to one and all present here. My name is Professor Sonali N. Kelapure. I am working as assistant professor in VIMS Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar from last 11 years. And I am also pursuing my PhD from MGM University. And my topic for the PhD is it is sign language translation for dumb and deaf using American machine learning. That is my research area. So for today's, we are proceeding with innovative teaching methodologies. So this is the topic for today's presentation. So what is teaching methodology? So according to me, teaching methodology, it is a method of a particular teacher who chooses a particular method to explain some concept to students, maybe with help of some material or maybe with the help of some examples. And it is also a methodology which takes different kinds of varieties, methods, which are determined by a particular teacher or a scientist, or it is not related with a particular teacher only. It may be a particular method of any normal person also to teach something to someone. So that is also a teaching methodology. It is also a set of practices and principles to use by teachers to make the process of teaching and learning highly effective. It may be a set of practice or principles. Like principle means there are many principles of a normal person that they generally don't go anywhere at the late time. So this is a principle we can call it as. Or a set of practice means I'm doing something from a long time of period. So that to make it excellent, that is a set of practice. So suppose I'm a maths teacher and I'm telling students to solve this particular sum for 10 times. So it is nothing but a set of practice, because if they are solving the sum for longer number of times, so it will make them obviously excellent. So that is a set of practice. So now my next is qualities of a good method. So while delivering a teacher good method means there should be clarity in objectives and content. Why the teacher is teaching some point to someone, that is nothing but goal, objective, motto. So it should be clear, crystal clear to teacher himself, herself, or to the students, to them, she or he is teaching. And the content also should be clear. Like suppose what I'm going to teach today, like suppose I'm teaching data structure, so whether I'm going with stack, whether I'm giving with the queue, likewise, content also that has to be precise. Then adaptability to learners' needs. So what the students are expecting from need, I should be adaptable with it. Now, suppose my students are expecting coding knowledge from my side instead of a theoretical concepts. So I have to be likewise flexible with the need of my students. That is nothing but adaptability. Then engagement through interactions. So I should be always active to answer to all questions of my students. That is nothing but engagement. I should be always engaged with through interactions with my students. Suppose they are asking me theoretical questions, suppose they are asking me any coding question, any programming question, I should get engaged, I should get attached with that question also. Then practical relevance. Suppose I am teaching some particular concept in my classroom, it should get related, it should get relevant with the practical examples also. Like suppose I am teaching any point to my students, so I should able to relate that concept with real time example also. So that is nothing but practical relevance. So the students will get interacted, involved with a bit time of period over there. Then encouragement of critical thinking. So for some examples, there has to be encouragement of critical thinking. Means some problem has to be thought with a, like, not with a soft mindset, but with a hard time, like with the hard possibilities, complexities also. So I have to encourage mindset of my students likewise. That is nothing but encouragement of critical thinking. Then next, moving ahead, role of a teacher. So according to me, role of a teacher is very crucial part, because like a parent, teacher is also with students for longer amount of time. So teacher has to understand mentality, then problems, then all the situations which students are going through, and then he or she should guide that particular student where or here, where he or she is good in, where she should focus, where he should go along with the flow, where he need to like work a lot. So all these are roles of a teacher. So evolving from information provider to facilitator of learning. Not only the role of teacher is to provide information, to teach, it is also beyond more that, like he or she has to facilitate the learning process also. Key roles like mentor, motivator, guide, lifelong learner, teacher is okay, and the competencies are adaptability, empathy, and reflective practice. So the teacher has to be adaptable, empathy should be there, that there should be a like emotional bond between student and teacher, and there should be a reflective practice of different kinds of methodologies in between student and teacher. So role of a teacher is a very big beyond that, like he has to be always the student should feel that she is also my teacher. There has to be respect, but there has to be friendship kind of bond also, emotional touch. Then moving ahead, difference between traditional and modern teaching. Like traditionally, how the teaching was done, teacher was the main source of knowledge for all students. There has to be heavy lecture practice in olden days. There has to be a rigid structure while the teaching method goes, and there has to be evaluation based on examination only. So that was the traditional method where there were no computers, there were no like any kind of online structure for teaching. So only the teacher was the source and books was the main source for students to learn new things. So those were practices which were done in the traditional teaching, like modern. Now student is active learner nowadays. Like there has to be a what we can say crucial discussion activities which are involved in teaching learning process. There has to be flexible learning paths like different kinds of practices we can add over here, different kinds of what we can say examples we can add over here. Then continuous assessment. Now, in modern teaching, there is a continuous assessment goes with help of different kinds of examinations are there in schools and colleges, like assignment, any kind of online quiz, or any kind of like your test, which is your monthly test. And based on that, the continuous assessment is like evaluated. So this is the modern practice we can say. Moving ahead, like moving ahead, lecture method. So lecture method was the one of the effective tool of teaching, a teacher-centered approach where information is primarily delivered through verbal instructions. So over here, in lecture method, what was the main point of target? It is a verbal instruction, because in classroom, the teacher is teaching to different kinds of students to chalk and duster, like they with the help of verbal instructions. Like in olden days, also lecture method was the prominent tool of teaching, innovative teaching methodology, we can say. And according to me, and personally, my also that feeling says that lecture method is one of the best tool, because here we are directly connecting with students. Like suppose uh, I'm taking a round in my classroom, I I can visualize, I can read the face of students. So what are they really understanding, or there is a bit problem? So I can go to that particular row. I can ask what is the problem. So that is the beauty of lecture method, and I can able to watch 70, 80 students from the what I can say dais of my classroom. So there I can get whether a particular student is getting whatever I am delivering or not. So that is again a beauty of lecture method. So strengths are it is a structured kind of tool. Then it is time efficient. Like 1 hour is given to me, I have to finish my all content in 1 hour only. Ideal for large groups, obviously, because as earlier I said, I can connect with 70, 80 students at the same time point. That is ideal for large groups. Limitation, passive learning, then minimal interaction, limited adaptability. Like maybe some of the students are of that mentality which are not getting interactive group study. So there I have to concentrate on that particular student. That is nothing but passive learning. So I can go for that kind of lacuna in practical sessions also. So I can talk with that student. I can go with the difficulties and problems he or she is facing, and I may resolve it. So again, but this is again a limitation. Okay, and limited adaptability might be some students are very quiet, calm by nature. They are not able to speak in front of 70, 80 students over there. This is again a limitation because they are having a fear to talk in front of crowd. So again, limited adaptability is one of the lacuna. Okay, so now moving ahead, discussion method. Now, this is also one of the promising tools. Why? Because as we generally also say, discussion solves major of the issues. Instead of what we can say, we are ignoring or not talking. So it is always better to discuss a small problem or a large problem. So discussion method means an interactive method encouraging dialogue between teacher and student. So here what we can say important term over here, there is a proper dialogue between teacher and student because they are discussing, they are talking, they are also what they are also doing, they are also discussing what the problem she or he is facing. They are also concluding to a one particular solution of that particular problem or any general real time issue they are facing. So discussion is very, very important pillar of anything, I can say. Okay, so discussion is very important in teaching learning methodology or innovative teaching learning. So strengths are it promotes critical thinking. Obviously, it will enhance your critical thinking, then deeper understanding. Because always I'm discussing anything with my student, then obviously there will be a deeper understanding of that topic because clear discussion is done, and obviously when there is a discussion method, there will be active participation of so many students as it is one-to-one peer kind of a process. That's why there will be an active participation. Limitation, it can be time consuming, obviously, because each student is not of same time. So obviously, one student will take 30 minutes, one student can take 1 hour. So obviously it is time consuming. Not always inclusive of all learners. Might be some students will not get involved in discussion also because they are not at all talkative. So might be it may go with that kind of flow, kind of students also. But discussion method is one of the promising tool in teaching learning methodology because there is a dialogue. So the important point over here is dialogue has to be there between a teacher and a student. So moving ahead, next is demonstration method. So demonstration method means as and when I'm saying I will demonstrate you something, means I will do it with my hands and with my skill set to teach you how it is done. That is nothing but a demonstration. So it is involves illustrating a concept or process in real time to enhance understanding. So in demonstration, what we can call a real time examples are, suppose I went to particular classroom to teach one concept. Okay, and over there I have uh, I have brought so many things which will help me to demonstrate that particular concept to that students. So I am with all the material and tool, and I have started doing all that preliminary things over there. And after some amount of time, I have crafted one particular what we can say model to teach them that particular concept. So can I say this is a demonstration? So can I get answer from someone? Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So demonstration means where I am going ahead over there with a model. So that model will help me to teach that particular concept to that class. So obviously, whenever there is a model, that there is a proper demonstration. So all students will be able to involved in that particular topic so effectively. So that is a what we can say beauty of this demonstration method. So here we can take examples like oral presentations, then speeches. Suppose some topic is given to me and I am giving speech on it. Then spoken word poems, like some poems are drafted by someone and all those poems are like depicted in front of or in front of crowd. So that is also one of the examples. So what are the strengths of this demonstration method? So strengths are visual clarity, practical relevance, obviously visual clarity. Whenever I will go ahead with that model in that classroom, so obviously there will be a proper visual clarity because students will able to relate that concept with that model. Then practical relevance will be also there because I will be explaining the model to that student with that concept. So obviously there will be a practical relevance also. Then effective for procedural topics. Yes, yes. Whenever this topic is with a procedures, then it will be more effective. Then limitations of this method are requires resources. Yeah, obviously. Whenever I'm saying that I'm going to that particular classroom with some amount of resources, like suppose one craft paper, one Caesar, and also obviously this is also one of the resource. So it requires the resource. May not be scalable for large classrooms. Or yeah, because for large number of students, I cannot go ahead with plenty numbers of resources. So obviously it will not be scalable, means it will not be what we can say suitable for larger amount of students. So these are the limitations of demonstration method. Okay, so moving ahead, inquiry based learning. So inquiry based learning, this is also one of the important tool because nowadays students used to ask questions why. So suppose I'm teaching one particular concept to them, they will ask me, why is it so? Why is it not so? Yes, there has to be questioning because the students, when they are learning, when they are listening carefully, then question arises in their mind, why is it so? So can we solve the same problem with another method, with another step with another set of steps? So when there is a question arises in the minds of students, it means they are learning, listening carefully. Okay, so inquiry-based learning means it encourages students to ask different kinds of questions, to investigate, and to construct their own understanding. Okay, so obviously, when I am teaching one particular point to students, they are asking me so many questions, means they are going to the roots of that concept to get the better understanding, to get the full-fledged knowledge of that concept. They're also investigating and they are also constructing their own mindset with, with the help of some other examples for this inquiry-based learning. So, in inquiry-based learning, what we can consider here, like design investigations, then interpret evidence. So, for this inquiry-based learning, we can call it as like some of the even in real time some of the serials are there which is the online medium of learning or teaching for any normal person. So we can take the serials which are broadcasted in different kinds of channels. That is also very good example of inquiry-based learning. We can call it as surely. Okay. So what are the now strengths of inquiry-based learning? So it fosters curiosity, obviously. When I'm going deeper and deeper and deeper in any particular topic, my curiosity increases because I will feel what is next, what has to be done next. So what is the final outcome of this particular process? So curiosity definitely increases. Then research skill. So how we can call inquiry-based learning as research skill, because in research also you need to read, learn a lot many things. So in research skill means again for drafting one my particular topic, I have to read hundreds of papers. Then only I'll be perfect in it. So obviously research skills will get enhanced in this particular inquiry based learning. Then independent thinking, yes, because one particular person is handling one particular topic or one particular case, we can call it as, So there will be a proper, what we can say, flow of independent thinking. There will be a thoughtful process, procedure. There will be independent thinking because I'm alone and I have to find solution for this particular problem by using all own my knowledge and my skill set. So there will be obviously independent thinking. The limitations of this inquiry-based learning are like it requires careful, what we can say, listening, and it also includes time management. Yeah, because some case is handed over to one CBI officer, okay, and the time duration given to that CBI officer is of 12 weeks or of what we can call it as a month. So that particular CBI officer has to investigate that particular case. He has to come along with the proper evidence and a result, that is outcome of that particular case, within a prescribed time. So it means there has to be time management, or there has to, the one has to follow time also in inquiry based learning, but maybe or may not be, this can be followed because it is not mandatory that one particular case will get solved in one particular month. Maybe it may prolong. So that is again a limitation. Okay, so moving ahead, project based learning. So as in now everybody knows, nowadays in schools also and in different kinds of colleges also, projects are given. So projects can be like any, like it can be a technical project or it can be a non-technical project. So project-based learning is also one of the important pillar in innovative teaching methodology. Because suppose I am one particular teacher, okay, obviously I am a teacher, and I have formed a group of 7 people or 3 people, and the topic is also given from my side to all the 2 groups, we can say. And now I have given them task like firstly, this is the topic. In the next upcoming week, you should report me all with the preliminary information knowledge about this topic. So in first week, I have provided them, they should come along with the all preliminary information of that particular topic. Okay, so they have reported and it was okay. Secondly, I have asked them to come along with like the next process, that is literature review. First abstract is done, then literature review they are preparing. So likewise, third step I asked for, like they should come along with the proposed methodology, what is the project, how they are going to do it. Suppose the project is existing previously, so what the knowledge you are imparting, so that is what is new point or what is new value addition from your side to that particular project. And then last there will be a conclusion and there will be a like references if needed. So this is one particular project and how it is done. So firstly, abstract is there, whether it is a technical topic or whether it is a non-technical topic. So there is an abstract, means shortly the topic is drafted with the help of some of the other, by reading and by compiling some of the other relevant information about the topic. Abstract is drafted. Then literature review means what? Literature review means the topic based on the different kinds of papers are considered based on the topic given by a teacher, and there has to be points taken out from all those papers to draft one particular point that this is the outcome of this paper, this is the advantage of this particular paper, and this is the disadvantage. So where actually the main leading person of the project should focus, what is the disadvantage, what is the lacuna, and where the point should get picked by that particular project lead, and he or she should make it as the value addition for his own project. So that is the literature review. Proposed system means what is the idea of your project, how you are going to draft it, how you are going to design it, how you are going to gives different kinds of flavors to your project, whether it is an analysis project, whether it is a like developing project, whether it is any kind of like survey kind of project, it is a any other kind of field trip like field project, but there has to be a proper steps you need to follow to reach a particular outcome. So that is nothing but a project-based learning. So project-based learning is students engage in extended tasks to explore real-world challenges. So your real-world challenges means what? The real-time problem statements are given to different groups. They should for what? That so that they should come along with a proper solution. So that is nothing but a real world challenge. Like nowadays, what are the problems we are facing? So can we find a solution for that particular problem? So all those points we can consider in the project based learning. Like as I said earlier, the project can be technical, it can be non-technical, it can be a survey, it can be a field trip, it can be a questionnaire also. Because designing a particular thing with a prospect, with a particular vision, that is also a project. Okay, so project means engaging many students to solve a real-time problem. So what are the strengths? Encourages problem solving, collaboration, applied knowledge. So these are the strengths. What are the limitations of it? Resource intensive. Yeah, because suppose if I'm doing one technical project and if I need over there internet connectivity also. Then if I need a data set, if I need like high resolution of the GPU, so over there I have to take care of resources allocation also. But it is not possible in all cases because if I'm doing a non-technical project, then there there cannot be we cannot confirm, we cannot give any kind of confirmation over there. There is a resource intensive approach will get implemented correctly or not. So that is a limitation. Then assessment may be complex. Yeah, this is also a very important point. Assessment can go a bit complex. So why assessment can be complex over here? Because in case of technical project or maybe in case of non-technical project, assessment can get complex if the project is containing like so many modules. So for how much amount of time the particular what we can say programmer or assessor, the particular examiner will going to assess it. So it will be a quite complex thing for that examiner also to assess all those models. So the assessment can be complex in project. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello. Yes. So can I have some questions from the what we can say active listeners? Are you all listening? Hello.
Ma'am, once the session is completed, we'll be having an interactive session with the
Okay, fine,
participants.
fine. No issue, no issue. No, I was just triggering just to check whether everyone is listening to me or not. That
Ma'am,
was
if
the
you
reason.
want, I shall unmute themselves, ma'am.
Uh, are hello? Am I audible to all?
Yes, ma'am, it's audible.
Okay, fine, fine. So, okay, okay. That was my question only. Fine, fine. I'll go ahead. Okay, okay. Okay. Hello. Yes, there is one question from anyone, someone. Hello.
Um, ma'am, once the session is over, no, we'll have an
Okay,
interactive.
okay, fine, fine. No, no problem. I'll go ahead. Fine, fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
okay,
you.
okay. Yes, yes. So I was discussing project-based learning. So moving ahead, uh, just a minute. Flipped classroom. Now, flipped classroom is also one of the what we can call important tool in teaching learning methodology. So here, what is the advantage of this flipped classroom is students can review the different respective content of any subject at home also. They can also engage in active learning during class time. So this is again one of the important advantage of flipped classroom. Okay. So flipped classroom is also a very important tool of innovative teaching methodology we can call. Then what are the strengths? It promotes student ownership. Now, student ownership, this is also very important feature of this flipped classroom, because student ownership, as students are like feeling they are owner of this particular content, or of this particular, what we can say, chapter. So they can go into the details. They will go into the details. They will find some interesting information about it. They will add all those information in the respective notes, and accordingly they will move ahead for that subject while they will prepare. So the kind of ownership feeling they will have, so it will be surely helpful to engage, or what we can say, involve moreover in that particular student, in that particular subject, in that particular chapter. It also allows in-depth discussion. Yes, it also allows in-depth discussion, because they can review the content, they can engage in active learning while the flipped classroom is there. They can also feel the ownership, means they can add some amount of content by engaging some time. So there will be a in-depth discussion also in the flipped classroom. Then what are the limitations? Relies on technology access. Yes, surely. If there is no provision of internet connectivity, then flipped classroom is not that much useful. And student prepared them. Also, obviously, yes, because whenever they will rely on this particular flipped classroom, so again they will be quite lazy, like a bit, what we can say, dependency will get created over there because of this particular, what we can say, innovation, or because of this particular one option they are having. Okay, so this is one of strengths, and these are the limitations of flipped classroom. Okay, then moving ahead, experiential learning. So now again, this is also nowadays, now as everybody knows, in schools, in different colleges, different kinds of this experiential learning is now at the center point, because this is learning through experience, reflection, and application. So the experience means you are learning by doing. So can we say it, the learning by doing? Yes, surely. Because whenever you will do something, you will experience it, and after that you will learn. Because by doing, you are having a real time experience of doing that particular thing. Okay, so it will be a real time experience, and by doing, you are learning. So this is very important. Reflection, in some of the cases, reflection will also help students to learn so many things. And application. Now, application means there are so many different kinds of examples. Applications are present in over there for understanding any particular subject. So, applications also will help students in this experiential learning. So, one of the best example of this experiential learning is internships. Now, what is the concept of internship? Internship means students are engaging with any kind of industry or any kind of startup, and they are providing student one particular topic of project. We can say case study, we can say survey, and now students are working on that particular project, like timely, what we can call it as like weekly, we can call it as monthly. Okay, and then they are not only reporting to that particular startup people, to that organization, to that particular company, they're also reporting to teachers also, like, till date I have completed this work, this is from my side, this is the new value addition I have drafted in my particular case study or in my internship, in my project. So this is internship means there will be a two-way examination of that particular student. The college, the school is also evaluating, and also the organization, company people are also evaluating that particular student. So this is also again learning by doing, internship. Then case studies. Now case study is also one of the example. Case study means what? one particular format is given to different students, and in that particular template, students are drafting information according to the subject or according to the topic given by their teacher. Case study, so they are engaging all the relevant information in that case study, all the relevant images, links, different kinds of like research paper links, different kinds of audio links. If video is also there, they can also add one kind of important or what we can say useful video over there. So this is nothing but a case study, and after that, with a proper binding, it has to be submitted to that particular teacher. So this is again doing, students are learning by doing it, actually experiencing the knowledge by doing the particular thing by themselves. That is experiential learning. Okay. And field trips. Now, why field trips are there? Might be some of the students may feel field trips are there only just to have a fun. No, it is not like that. Field trips are scheduled so that a particular group of students should actually visit that particular place, should actually experience, observe the things which are going over there, should actually experience what is the work culture of that particular organization, of that particular company, how they are working, how the bond is there, how they are interacting with each other, how they are handling each other. For all the sake of reason, for all the sake of knowledge, these field trips are scheduled. And again, this is again a practical, what we can say, experience the students or the group will be getting. So that's why it is again the knowledge they are learning by experiencing the actual flow of that company. So this is also one of the examples. So strengths are deepens understanding. Obviously, it will make you understanding more detail in more detailed manner, more correct. It connects theory to practice. As I said earlier, whenever any group will go to that organization, to that field itself, so obviously there will be a practical knowledge and the students will get clarity of the concepts, whatever they have learned in classroom. So there will be a connect. Then what are the limitations of this experiential learning? So logistically demanding, yeah, this is a logistically demanding. Somehow in some cases, we can call it as not always scalable. Yes, because to one particular student, the project is given. So it is not for all students. So it is not related to all the students. Okay. So it we cannot say it is scalable in all of the categories of a student. So that is experiential learning. So moving ahead, blended learning. So blended learning means there is a bit combination of online digital tools with face-to-face teaching. So like I'm using Google Classroom. So this is one of the best example of blended learning. So can we say blended learning is nothing but a bit uh, type of your online learning? Yes, we can call it as online learning also, but uh, here it is a combination of online digital tool with face-to-face teaching. So with the help of Google Classroom, the teacher is teaching to a particular class like one by one, like face-to-face. Because if they are having any kind of query, they can ask and then the teacher can move ahead. So likewise, this is a blended learning. So this is what we can say, this is a modern kind of teaching methodology. So blended learning, it was not in olden days. This is a modern innovative teaching methodology. Okay. So now what are the different strengths of this blended learning? So it is flexibility. Yes, it is flexible. Then personalized pacing. So here it means there will be what we can call it as there will be a one-to-one communication between a teacher and student with online medium. Then enhanced access. Yes, in Google Classroom, the student can download a PPT, can one particular PDF image. So he and she can have the notes immediately. So because of the blended learning, there will be a immediate, what we can say, gatheration of that particular note or one that particular concept the student is learning. Okay, so this is a strength. So limitations are technology gaps. Yes, maybe sometimes technology gaps will be there, and learners' discipline can affect outcomes. Yes, if what we can call in Google Classroom, if students are not listening properly, if they are not cooperating with that particular resource person properly, there can be a downfall of discipline, and it will obviously affect the outcome, because whatever the teacher has decided to go with today's session, he or she will not able to give all those things to that particular student or all those particular classroom. So again, there can be a issue, or what we can say, uh, problem encountered in such kind of teaching learning methodology. That is a blended one. Okay, so moving ahead, integration of technology. So whenever there is an integration of technology with different kinds of teaching methodology, so it will obviously enhance the experience of a particular student in other manner. The use of digital tools to enrich teaching and learning experience. Integration of technology with teaching learning methodology. See, in some cases, technology will surely help one particular teacher to enhance the knowledge of the student, to make them more what we can say comfortable, more what we can say like they should get more involved in that particular topic. But it is not what we can say, it is optional, it is not mandatory in each and every case. Integration of technology, okay, because some of the teacher, like in olden days, when technology was not there to teach any concept. In those days also, teachers were so beautifully teaching to the students in just one single classroom with the help of blackboard. So that was the beauty of that olden kinds of days. Okay, so different examples of this integration of technology, like smart boards. Now smart boards are there on which the teacher can teach students online assessment, like Google Classroom. We are asking students to upload their assignments in Google Classroom. They will upload, and the online assessment can be done, and marks can also be drafted for each and every roll number with the help of online assessment. Okay, AI tutors. Now, AI tutor is also one of the nowadays trending, what we can say, innovative teaching methodology. AI tutors are also there to teach so many things. Like as we know, there are chatbots, there is Chat GPT. So Chat GPT, you are just throwing one single keyword also, it will give you a lot of things just with that thread of a keyword. So that is the beauty of this AI technology, that is artificial intelligence. Then consideration must be purposeful, means whenever you are integrated technology with the teaching methods, there has to be a genuine purpose. There has to be a clear, precise motto why you are doing so. So there has to be purpose. Then requires digital literacy and equity. Yes, obviously, whenever you are integrating, it requires a digital literacy and equity also. So these are the consideration whenever we are integrating technology with innovative teaching learning methodologies. So moving ahead, inspiring students. So so these are different innovative teaching techniques inspiring students, because as we are, if we are going through the blackboard teaching also, and if you are going through the online assessment also, so both way the student should get inspired. If I'm teaching with Google Meet and if I am teaching with Blackboard, if my content is okay, if my knowledge is relevant, if whatever I'm telling to them is having some sense, then obviously the students will get inspired. So that is the beauty of this particular teaching learning methodology. If you are having the ability to convince and to give different kinds of examples to students to make them comfortable and to make them trust you, as you can inspire, you can motivate them. So this is totally in the hand of what we can say a particular teacher. So inspiring students, effective teaching goes beyond content. As I said earlier, it ignites passion and purpose. If you are having a complete wholesale knowledge of that topic, if your involvement is 100%, if your connect is the beyond of the classroom, then obviously it is going to ignite the passion of this all youth, all the students, and also the purposes. Obviously, the purpose is precise. It is clear that you should inspire students. So the strategies are share real world stories. Obviously, the teacher should involve real world stories by teaching different kinds of topics. The students will get attracted. Encourage curiosity. Curiosity of students should get increased while you are teaching any particular subject. You have to, you tell them there has to be, means if the flow is excellent, then obviously there will be encouragement, and there will be a very big excellent curiosity in amongst the students. Then recognize effort. Obviously, if the effort is genuine, if it's real, the students are also will recognize the effort which are drafted by a particular teacher in that particular topic to make it understandable. So obviously they are going to recognize the effort and they are going to surely appreciate. So it is totally, as I said, in the hand of a teacher to make student trust, to make student motivate, to make student inspire, to make the career in proper direction. Okay. So moving ahead, making teaching helpful. So teaching helpful will be like teaching by which medium we can make it helpful. So there has to be focus on clarity, there has to be support and relevance. The student should feel that whatever the content the teacher is delivering, there is a clarity, there is a proper connect, there is a support also. Just always, if you're scolding students, they will not feel comfortable. If they are feeling the teacher is scolding also, but at the same point, she or he is supporting also, then there will be a beautiful emotional bond created, and they will obviously share whatever the problems they are facing in their life. So there has to be support and relevance. If I'm teaching one particular technical or non-technical point, and I have to be relevant with that particular topic also, I can't go here and there, because relevance should also be the most important pillar of this innovative teaching learning methodology. Okay. Then best practices are like what we can say, the content should be drafted very very clearly. Then it should provide actionable feedback, and it should ensure accessibility. Okay, the means access should be given to students also. The notes are drafted by one particular teacher beautifully, so he or she can also provide access for the betterment of student. Okay, and there has to be a actionable feedback in the teaching learning methodology. So moving ahead, how it is helpful. So I have drafted these two examples. So one of the topic which I've drafted in one point is, it is one survey research paper based on this effective innovative teaching learning methods or adopted by academicians. You may go through it. And second, also the research paper in teaching education, meaningful engagement through service learning. So you may go through it also. The link is provided in the presentation itself. So by this way, the teaching learning can be helpful. Then inclusive teaching. Now, what is inclusive teaching? It means designing instructions to accommodate diverse needs and learning styles. So this is one of the, what we can say, it is not a default practice. It is one of the out of box practice of teaching learning, we can call it as. So instructions are designed according to what the basement of this inclusive learning is, what diverse needs. So the obviously the needs can be like of same category, needs can be different. So here you have to gather the different needs, diverse needs, and learning styles also. So the example over here is prioritizing reading list. Okay, so like suppose I'm teaching to 80 students. Okay. And it is not mandatory that all 80 students are of same time. So I need to identify what is need of this one particular group, what is need of the other group. Likewise, what are the expected needs of each and every student who is sitting in my classroom. So accordingly, I should first gather the diverse needs, and after that, accordingly, I can update my learning, my teaching style for them, and accordingly they should also learn according to the type of content the teacher is delivering. So there will be obviously two-way process from teacher also and from student also. Okay, the example is universal design for learning, that is UDL, and differentiated instruction and assistive technology. So for defining inclusive teaching, we can go ahead with assistive technologies also. Like if you know the AI technology, so AI is also providing some assistive technologies for students to enhance their knowledge in one particular area, one particular topic. So these are the examples. Moving ahead, motivation in learning. So what can be motivation for students in learning? Encouraging student engagement through purposeful strategy. Like the strategy of a teacher is precise. If it is clear, if it is having some sense, then obviously the student is going to motivate and encourage, and he or she is going to involve in that particular topic. Then how motivation in learning can be done by a teacher? By goal setting. So the teacher is telling students to set goal. What is goal? What is motto of their life? What is the goal of their career? Then autonomy. Then meaningful challenges. The challenges should be meaningful. Autonomy means they should able to do their work by themselves. Means there will be no any other external help. Then meaningful challenges. Meaningful challenges mean the challenge is there, but it should have some sense. Then we can go ahead with for motivation. So the strategy is very, very important over. Okay. So moving ahead, challenges. Now, what are the different challenges? So modern teaching faces resource constraints, diverse classrooms, and evolving demands. So these are the challenges. Like resources can be limited, diverse classrooms, and evolving demands. Demands are increasing and increasing. So what are the solutions? Creative use of technology means you should use technology, but the use should be creative. It should be according to the need of a student. Then collaboration has to be there with a proper need, with a proper precise what we can say content, topic. Then continuous professional development. Continuous professional development is also very, very important to overcome the challenges of this modern teaching methodology. Okay. The future of teaching. So now, as we discussed, what was the olden method of teaching and what are the new methods like AI. Now we are having chatbots. They are also teaching you everything just with the help of a keyword. So the future of teaching, according to me, is technology and pedagogy are converging to reshape education. So technology, obviously, and pedagogy means how it is done, converging to reshape education. Trends are means how it can be achieved: AI powered learning, virtual classroom, lifelong learning pathways. So these are the trends which we can use to make this innovative teaching learning methodology more effective. So future of teaching. Okay. So what are the major takeaways of this particular session? No single method fits all learner. It means one particular method is not for all learners because every student is unique. So there has to be different method for different students. Flexibility, inspiration, and inclusivity are essential components. There has to be flexibility, inspiration, and inclusivity. Means there has to be collaboration while teacher is teaching different kinds of things to a classroom or to a particular team or to a particular student. Then effective teaching empowers, not just informs. So it is also again very important. Effective teaching empowers, not just informs, because only the role of teacher is not to inform, it is also to empower a particular student. Very important. Okay. So what is my final thought for today's session is, teaching is not merely delivering content. It is about shaping minds, sparking curiosity, and nurturing potential. A good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. So all these are roles of a good teacher. So thank you so much. This is all from my side for today's session. Thank you so